The cave system at Culzean has formed within volcanic rock, and the sea has had a great deal to do with the formation, as can be seen from this first example. The two main cave systems are the Stables Cave and the Castle's Caves. The castle itself, although now known as Culzean, was once named Cove, Cove being the Scots word for a cave. There's a tower there since at least the 1400s. The Stables Cave has two entrances, both of which had well-formed dressed stone entrances with secure doors at one point. These were certainly not made by smugglers. It's been found from excavations that the access down to the caves was also by steps from the castle. A very steep, dangerous way down, but no doubt they were helped with ropes. Both cave systems show or showed a substantial amount of well-dressed ashlar stonework. It's been suggested that it comes from the 15th to 16th century, or it may be that most of it comes from the mid-18th century, when one of the Kennedys was actually a wine and spirit merchant, and he built this extra walling to secure his stock. The Stables Cave seemed to have been used simply as storage for the castle above, with its constant cold temperature and its relative dryness compared with the castle caves. The earliest known occupation of these caves was 1800 years ago. Also, the bones of 3 individuals have been found that have been dated between the 8th and the 10th centuries. The castle caves are by far the largest, with several caverns within. There's extensive exterior stonework of high quality, quite expensively built. One unusual feature is the 2 corbels that lie above. In line with them are a couple of square holes that suggest that there was a wooden platform, so it may have well been a block and tackle here to bring up barrels from boats that had come up on the shore. Although rather wet, these caverns would provide the ideal conditions for the storage of brandy, port and other wines, therefore act as a sort of giant wine cellar. No doubt the Kennedys did their best to do a certain amount of smuggling, but much of it must have been bona fide. There is evidence that there were 2 or 3 floors on the inside of the exterior well-formed wall. These may well have been used as a dry area for the storage of barrels. The main entrance is particularly interesting. It appears that the outer door opened inwards and that a second door opened outwards. This is typical of such structures you find in ice houses. They're basically cold traps to prevent the alteration of the cold conditions within. It's not clear what the 2 alcoves either side were for. One of the caverns has a freshwater spring. There's also thought to be up to 3 latrines, suggesting the need for hygiene. There's also an internal security door. This is the entrance to one of the 2 Culzean ice houses. This one lies not far from the Swan Pond. It shows a typical double door arrangement as a cold trap. Robert Burns' evocative poem, Halloween, makes it very clear that Ayrshire folk saw the caves as being the Elfhame, that is, the home of the fairies. There's also the legend of a piper sent down into the caves by one of the Kennedys. His pipes could be heard going to the distance, however they stopped and he was never seen again. However, his dog came out of the cave some time later, minus its hair, having lost it through fright. It is also said that on a Kennedy wedding, the piper appears, playing on the piper's bray.